A strong voice is not a loud voice. It is not pushy, aggressive, or demanding. A strong voice is grounded, clear, calm, and firm. Welcome to the Voice Room podcast, the #1 destination in Asia for mastering your voice, speaking with impact, and showing up with authority. Hey there, welcome back to another episode of the Voice Room podcast. My name is Carina. Today's episode is one that many of my clients have doubts about. A question that they always ask me, Carina, can a strong voice actually help me set better boundaries? Well, for a short answer, yes, absolutely yes. For a longer answer, well, a strong voice doesn't just reflect your boundaries. It helps you define them, express them, and reinforce them. So in this episode, we are going to unpack what a strong voice really means and why boundary setting is not just about the words you use. And we are going to talk about 5 ways to train your voice to support healthier communication. As always, I will keep it real and practical. So let's dive in. Now, what do we mean by a strong voice? Let's clear something right up. A strong voice is not a loud voice. It is not pushy, aggressive, or demanding. A strong voice is grounded, clear, calm, and firm. Think of someone who speaks with calm certainty. They don't need to raise their voice. You just know they mean what they say. That's vocal strength. A study in 2014, published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, found that people who spoke with a steady, lowered, pitched, and well-modulated voice were perceived as more competent and trustworthy, regardless of their gender. Why? Because boundaries aren't about confrontation. They are about clarity. And clarity comes from vocal control. Now let's zoom out for a second. Boundary setting is first an internal process. It's the decision. This is what I will or I will not allow. But that decision only becomes effective when it is expressed in tone, in timing, and in delivery. If you speak your boundary while second-guessing yourself, apologizing or rushing, your voice gives that away. Your listener doesn't just hear the words, they feel the tone, and tone sets the emotional frame. Here is an example. I prefer not to stay late tonight, if that's okay. Now, if you up-talk the sentence, it will sound like, I prefer not to stay late again today, if that's okay. So that will give a little smiley voice in there. If you want to set boundary, you will have to down-talk with a steady, low, clear tone. The content is the same, but the impact is different. Now, here is something you might find surprising. Although context matters, but how you say them matters more than people realized. When we set boundaries, whether with co-workers, friends, or even family, our voice is part of the boundary. A firm tone says, I've thought this through. I'm not inviting a debate. A shaky or over-explained tone says, I'm unsure. Please don't be mad. So, the first real tip here is, If you want people to respect your limits, let your voice reflect self-respect. Let me share a story. One of my clients, let's call her Andrea, worked in a high-pressured marketing role. She was often asked to do just one more thing after hours. And she would say yes, even when she was exhausted. We work on her voice, specifically on removing the vocal patterns that soften her intent, like high-pitched laughing at the end of the sentences, trailing off, or padding things with sorry but. When she started saying, I am unavailable after 6 p.m., I'm happy to pick this up in the morning, in a calm, unwavering voice, people listened. Not because she got louder, but because she got clearer. Now let's talk about 5 practical techniques that we can start using right away. Number 1, ground your voice. Breathe into your diaphragm. Speak from your lower body, not your throat. Imagine your voice coming from your center. This adds weight and calmness. Number 2, eliminate apology language. Watch out for those sorry, just, maybe, kind of. They weaken your message. Replace them with direct, respectful phrases. For example, I am unavailable then. That doesn't work for me. Number 3, master the boundary tone. This is steady, medium-paced, and level-pitched. It is not emotional, not defensive. It is neutral but firm. Practice saying no, like you're saying hello and bye. Simple, clean, and clear. Number 4, practice saying no in the mirror. Well, that's awkward, I know, but this is very effective. Say no in a different tones until one feels right. For example, no, I'm not able to take that on. No, thank you. No, that's not something I can do. Practice until your body believes that. Number 5, use the pause. When someone pushes your boundary, don't rush to fill the silence. Pause. Let your words land. That pause shows you're not afraid of tension and that you are standing your ground. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Why do some people, especially women or people in junior roles, feel guilty about using a firm tone? Because we have been socially conditioned to prioritize harmony over honesty. But here is the truth. Speaking firmly isn't rude. Setting a boundary isn't selfish. And having a strong voice doesn't make you difficult. It makes you whole. Your voice is your front line. If you don't advocate for yourself vocally, your needs get buried beneath other people's expectations. And yes, that takes practice, especially if you are used to people-pleasing or being the peacemaker. As we wrap up, I want you to remember this. A strong voice doesn't shout. It doesn't defend. It simply states what is. And the kind of voice, practiced with warmth, grounded breath, and clarity, is one of the most important and powerful tools you have for protecting your time, energy, and peace. Because boundaries aren't about building walls. They are about creating clear doors. Doors that only open when it is right for you. And once again, thank you for spending time with me today. I hope this episode gave you not just permission, but practical tools to start owning your voice in a deeper way. If you found this episode helpful, please help to share it with a friend who's working on the boundaries too. Subscribe wherever you are listening to. Leave a comment and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Voice Room or LinkedIn at Carina Tien for daily insights and quick voice tips. And once again, my name is Carina, and I'm so excited to see you in the next episode of the Voice Room podcast. Until then, speak up and speak from your power.